So I'm back out here on the Foothills Trail for Ramdino's end of days hike. The last days of the year. This is ordinarily a winter hike, and I guess technically it is winter. It's December 27th. We're past the solstice, but it is 74 degrees. I'm hiking in short sleeves and sweating. Last time I was out here with Rob, it was June, first 5 days of June. And I gotta say, in terms of temperature and humidity, it feels about the same. Humidity may not be quite as bad, but the temperature is about the same. Yeah, nice winter hike. There are a couple of things that are different other than the foliage is brown and the trail is covered in leaves. But a couple of differences for me personally. I'm trying some new hiking socks, the Injinji toe socks. I tend to get a blister or two, just a small blister or two on my toes when I wear the Darn Toughs. And so, not devastating, but I thought I'd try something different this time and see if it makes an improvement for my feet. Another difference is that I brought along a drone. I'm adding the Neo 2, DJI's Neo 2, maybe one of the last drones that could be purchased in the United States following the ban. But, once I get outside of state parks and national forests and things like that, I think there may be some opportunities to try out that drone and see if it adds, well, I'm sure it will add a new perspective to my videos. It seems like there was one more difference. Yes. The end of days hike goes from Oconee State Park to Table Rock State Park this year, and probably most years. It is sponsored loosely, not really sponsored, but loosely organized by Ren Ramsey, Ramdino Hiking the Trails, and supported by Freshground. I am making my way to Freshground now. He is at the 6 mile mark. I'm probably 2 or 2.5 miles in at this point. But I'll make it there for a late lunch and then head on. But the difference for me this time is I'm not trying to go all the way. I've done the through hike in both directions now, so it's not a bucket list thing for me. And I only have 3 days to hike. Family's taking a trip to the beach soon, and I only have 3 days, and best I think I could do is 5 days. So there's no way I could do the entire thing. But I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to check out lower Whitewater Falls. I've seen upper Whitewater Falls a few times, but I've never ventured down to lower Whitewater Falls. So for me, this hike goes from Oconee State Park to the Bad Creek Access parking lot, which is about 1.7 miles from lower Whitewater Falls. All right, got a late start today, about 11:15. Ordinarily, my endpoint for day one would be Burroughs Ford, 15 or 16 miles in. There's no need for me to do that. I'm only going about 34 miles in total. over 3 days. So I may stop at Sims Field if there are spots left, but this is a very popular hike and it will be crowded. So I might end up hiking into the night all the way to Burles Ford. And if I do, I'll bring you along for the ride. Okay, just a quick update. I have just left the Freshground Leapfrog Cafe 6 miles in. Freshground was serving beef burritos. Really kind of a chili base, and I think we'll see some chili tomorrow on hot dogs. But he had some help this year. Sir Stops a Lot, who does the same sort of setup, but generally works more northerly sections of the AT. Came down to help out with the end of days hike this year. It's just gotten to be too big, too popular, and so the two of them are tackling it together, which I think is a neat collaboration. I got to place a logo sticker on Freshground's van, and about a 1/10 of a mile before arriving at the Leapfrog Cafe, I ran into Craig Maines. Hawk. Looky. Hawk. How you doing, man? I was able to present him with a challenge coin for excellence and patriotism, and got a selfie with him. It's a pretty good picture of him. Not such a great picture of me, but what are you gonna do? Glad it came out. Meeting some interesting people already, and it's a good time. Not your typical winter hike at 74 degrees, but I can work with this. My dilemma, though, is I could camp at Sims Field, which is another 4 miles from here, or I can push 10 miles to Burles Ford. And the reason it's a dilemma for me is that Freshground mentioned that he is going to be serving deep fried bacon and blueberry pancakes for breakfast tomorrow. And if I want to be sure that I reach his next station before he stops serving breakfast, then I need to push as far as I can. So we'll see. Next on the agenda for me is Pigpen Falls, and I'll let you see when we get there. This is Pigpen Falls. Actually, 2 different cascades into this pool. This 0.05 miles off the trail. Not half a mile, not 5/10. 0.05. Very close. Got a couple of drone shots in this area. We'll see what that adds to the video. So now I gotta get moving towards camp. It is 3:15. I probably have 2, maybe 2.5 hours of daylight left. I can definitely make it to Sims Field, another 3 miles from here. Still thinking about whether I should push to Burles Ford. If I don't push to Burles Ford, that means I got to get up about 5 a.m., break camp, and be walking by 6 to make it to fish hatchery in time for breakfast. We'll check in later. Well, it wouldn't be Adventures with the Walking Dad without a little night hiking. Here we go.